Hi everyone, Miki Jacobs here and welcome to Angel Chat. As always, thank you for viewing. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday everyone, and I hope you'll have a fantastic upcoming week. Today we're going to talk about miscarriage and the soul contract. I kind of chose that topic this week because it's appeared that in my work, a lot of women come to me that experience miscarriage, and I would like to a little bit explain the perspective of soul, the soul, of course, the soul contract, the incarnation, as to why miscarriages happen. And if you happen to experience a miscarriage or will experience, unfortunately, one, or know someone that will, or just for your spiritual awareness, I thought that it is important and quite helpful information. So, like any other major event, and of course to miscarry, to get pregnant and then to lose the baby, whether it is just conceived or later in life, of course, nothing just happened. There are no bad luck. Nothing just happened to one people and then another person able to have a healthy baby throughout the pregnancy. So that's first and foremost thing important for me to explain, because a lot of women, of course, blame themselves, think that perhaps they did something wrong, unlucky, and on the ego goes. As you know, that I like to bring the silliness of the ego, our ego, human being ego, when it's come to things that cannot be explained from the perspective of the mind. So that is first of all. There is, of course, a reason behind a miscarriage. And the way I refer to miscarriage is the decision of the soul, the baby soul. First of all, it is not a baby. In reading, sometimes when babies come in, enter the reading, of course, right away, I tell the people that, of course, I do not see it as a baby. It's appeared to me as a baby, so I know who I channel and the information that's coming through. But babies, whether they are here on planet Earth as well as kids, no matter what age, they're not kids, they're not babies. They're soul that happen to come later after the parents. So it is, of course, a contract that the parent have with that the soul have with another soul to be a parent and a child or a baby. So those miscarried baby soul are not baby, but soul with their own free will, own decision, own incarnation plan, and on decision. Meaning, when the miscarriage happened, the soul decided to back off. As to why which we call it, of course, the miscarriage, that the women have a miscarriage. So there are many reasons as the soul decided to back off after a conception. Some of those reasons has to do with the precise of an incarnation. Remember, in numerous topics in the past, I always mention to you guys that when we arrive to planet Earth, as well as when we exit planet Earth, when we go home, when we die, when we shed the physical body, is very, very precise by the soul, our soul, very, very detail-oriented. When we enter an incarnation, as to the astrological sign, as it relates to our name, as it relates to the stars and the planet and all that big ordeal, have to do with the precise moment that the soul enters planet Earth. The soul would not enter before and will not enter after, because all the blueprint, the detail of the lifetime, the upcoming life, the incarnation, has to go directly. There is a direct connection as to when we arrive into the physical body, to the precise moment, with the rest of the detail for the incarnation. So sometimes a soul, when the soul realizes that indeed the conception happened, of course we're not machines, things happen to us, and if we happen to make love and get pregnant, the soul indeed sometimes will choose that this calculate, obviously, that when it will enter planet Earth, it will not mesh well with the plan that was pre-designed for the upcoming incarnation. So the soul actually back off, meaning cause the body to reject it. Of course, we call it a miscarriage. So that is one reason. other reasons that I channel from spirits that had a miscarriage, meaning a baby that backed off from a pregnancy, is because the parents are not quite ready. A lot of time I channel spirits that the mom, forced the soul foreseen the mom to be a single mom, and it's not something that the soul planned to incarnate into planet Earth for that sort of a plan. A lot of time the parents' divine timing are not ready, so the soul would back off. We would call it a miscarriage. A lot of time I also channel that the soul did not quite like the shape of the body of the mom. The shape, the body of the mother was not quite, how you say it in English, was not quite open to the baby. Whether it's need another try, and then the mom would get inspired to take care of the body better, to make sure that the pregnancy is stronger, because the body is able to occupy the baby. But this is another reason where soul coming through in readings and express to me that indeed the body simply was not ready. So of course a soul would not enter last minute kind of a plan, change plan, and it would rather back off and wait for a more desirable time that mesh well with the soul contract, a pre-designed plan. So a lot of time, unfortunately, when I explain that to mom, of course, to have a miscarriage, this is very a sad occasion, specifically when the mom, of course, wanna be pregnant. So I understand that sometimes spiritual concept, when you experience that, such an illnesses have such a big, heavy, to have an illness on planet Earth that's most likely pre-designed by the soul. So the explanation is okay, as long as we are not ill. When we ill, we don't want to hear that it's pre-designed by the soul. Of course, perfectly understandable. Same thing with miscarriage. Nonetheless, that is what it is. And sometimes spiritual concepts need to be a little bit more open to spirituality, of course, which why right away I said, do not allow your mind to come in and explain what it is you suffer a miscarriage or someone else that you love. So be open to that opportunity. Be open to that spiritual fact, that knowledge, that explanation. And what you do if you have a miscarriage, you try to perhaps apply it to yourself as to why the soul backed off. Review your body, because again, a lot of time a soul would back off due to the body of the mom not being ready. Perhaps observe your couple if you happen to be with someone. Observe your couple situation. Perhaps it needs some fixing. Need to be a strong couple, be on the same team, that maybe both of you want a child, not just the mom. Make sure that the father want a child as well. If you happy, and work on it, obviously, because the soul fully aware as to changes that has been made and will try and enter again. As well as other things, maybe your financial situation, maybe simply trying to see why is it, or to try to understand. Obviously you're not always going to get the answer, but when you open to the concept that a miscarriage happened because your baby decided to back off and not enter for that specific time, which we call miscarriage, then you try to see what it is. Intuitively you might feel that that was the reason. If you do not get anything, if you say no, we both want it and we have a strong couple and I have a strong body and I think it's the time and I'm ready, I feel it, which a lot of women tell me, then that is okay. Again, rely on the spiritual fact that there is a reason why the soul chose. No one forces us, as you know by my teaching. No one forces us when to incarnate, if to incarnate, when to enter planet Earth, when to exit planet Earth. It is all the decision of our soul with the inspiration and guidance of our spirit guides by our side. So if you happen to not still don't understand why this is happened to you, why the soul backed off, accept it as it is. You know that surrender and acceptance is a great healing spiritual concept. You accept that there is a reason behind your miscarriage. You let it go. And if you know that you're fully ready, partner fully ready, whether you are a single mom, you fully ready, try to kind of cover your basic and try again. I would have to say that probably 9 times out of 10 cases, that specific soul indeed would try to enter again. And then once it's entered again, the pregnancy went all the way through, and the baby is lovely and happy on planet Earth. Sometimes the soul decide to try one time, and indeed that's what they say in readings, those beautiful souls. That was a one-time deal. So they tried to enter, for whatever reason decided to back off, and then they did not try and enter again. So they accompany that mom and that father from the spirit world. So when moms come to me and I acknowledge that there is a spirit through a miscarriage, they do call those parents mom and a dad, because indeed they are. Whether they didn't experience life with them on planet Earth, or whatever the reason was as to why they back off and decided not to enter, they did indeed accompany those parents or that specific mom from the spirit world. And then one day, if you did experience a miscarriage, then you will go home. That baby soul, if it's happened not to enter planet Earth again, will indeed come to welcome you when you cross over, or when you cross over. And of course, all the question marks would be answered as to why it's happened. But for now, all I'm trying to hope that you will be open to the possibility as to why miscarriages happen, and kind of apply to your life, or help someone else to understand it, or just, add it to your spiritual knowledge. So thank you very much. I hope you find that information helpful, and you have a fantastic upcoming week, since it is Sunday today. And take good care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.